It's not very pleasant, I can assure you, but I think you got to just look back over the year and say what happened. And I think whilst we had a few players down today, and players are bitterly disappointed at the moment with their performance because they believe they could have won it. But I suppose you've got to look back over the year. Nobody gave us a chance, and we ended up playing in the final game. It was one game away from the grand final, and anything can happen in a grand final. So, you know, looking back, I think they've done quite well, but it was just a bit disappointing today.
Carlton have beaten you 3 out of 4 times, and they've all been convincing. Do you think perhaps they have your measure in some way?
Oh, they're a very skillful side. I think they'd have a bit more skill than we have, a bit more depth than we have. We have deficiencies. You know, David, it's difficult to coach against a person who knows your side so well. You know, I'm not prepared to stay here and point out our deficiencies, but David knows all our deficiencies, and it's one thing to know the deficiencies of the opposing side. It's another thing if you've got the talent to exploit them, and David's in a very fortunate position when he plays against Hawthorn.
Just one final one, getting back to what you said earlier about Hawthorn doing so much better than expected this year. You think the future is reasonably rosy?
Oh, yes, I think so. When I first took over Hawthorn, it was a bit of a dilemma whether I should take them, because they had achieved a lot. Most of their great players had achieved a lot, and they'd been 2 years out of the finals, and whether you can put the brakes on and reverse the trend and go back the other way, it sort of was a doubt in the back of your mind. That was the thing that sort of worried me, but I believe that they got the foundations of a great club at Hawthorn, and that was the thing that favoured going there. And whilst a few of our players are getting in the twilight part of their career, we have some fine young boys coming through. Young Loveridge, young Brereton will be a great player regardless of his performance today, and young Langford and these players coming on. Young Mew, Ayres, they're only babies, and the development, you know, has been magnificent over the last 2 years I've been there.